Truffles. Okay guys, I have some sad news for you today. SubhanAllah, today's our last episode of Taraweeh Truffles for this Ramadan season. So I wanted to make this episode really special for you, inshallah ta'ala. I teach a course on dua called Visionaire. And when different students, when I interact with them, I ask them, what are some of the du'as that you've been making for a long time now? And there's a recurring dua that I hear a lot of people say. And that dua that they're making is, "Oh Allah, bless me with a qalbin salim," with a pure heart. Now this pure heart that they're speaking about is actually a characteristic of Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran. Let's take a look at this verse.
وَإِنَّ مِن شِيعَتِهِ لَإِبْرَاهِيمَ إِذْ جَاءَ رَبَّهُ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيمٍ.
In this ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is speaking about Ibrahim alayhi salam and then describing who was Ibrahim alayhi salam. إِذْ جَاءَ رَبَّهُ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيمٍ. When he came to his Lord, Ibrahim alayhi salam, when he came to his Lord with a sound heart, with a pure heart. Now, what does it mean to have a pure heart? There's a really interesting narration from Auf, who asked Muhammad ibn Sirin, what does Qalb Salim mean? What does Qalb Salim mean? This description of Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam. Muhammad ibn Sirin said that a Qalb Salim is when somebody knows that Allah is the truth and to believe without any doubt that the day of judgment is coming, and to believe without any doubt that Allah will resurrect those who are in their graves. Now there's a beautiful story of one of the companions of the Prophet ﷺ. The Prophet ﷺ was sitting with a group of his companions, and then he said the next person to come through that door is a person of paradise. And so a certain companion came in and everybody was amazed. And then the next day the Prophet ﷺ said the same thing and the same person came. And the third day the same person came. The Prophet ﷺ said the same thing. Same person came, that he would be a person of paradise. So one of the companions said to himself, I want to find out what makes this person a person of paradise. So after spending 3 days with this person, he didn't observe that this companion did any extra special prayers or didn't do anything extra special. So after 3 days, he straight up told them, look, I've been observing you for 3 days, and I want to know, what is it that the Prophet ﷺ would say this about you? So this companion, when he heard this, he thought about it a little bit, and he's like, yeah, you're right. I don't do major extra prayers, or I don't do extra this and that, but there's one thing that I do have. He said that every time I go to bed at night, before I go to sleep, I make sure that there's nothing in my heart against any Muslim brothers or sisters. And then this companion said to him, it's because of that you became a person of paradise. All right, so with that, we're going to be entering into the last 10 nights of Ramadan. And in these last 10 nights, one of those nights is Laylatul Qadr. The Quran teaches us that Laylatul Qadr, the night of power, the night of decree, khayrun min alfi shahr, is better than 1,000 months. So it's essential that we spend each night of these last 10 nights seeking Laylatul Qadr. And let me give you this final tip. If you want to make sure that you find yourself praying on Laylatul Qadr and not missing it, then make sure you pray every night of the last 10 nights. I know some people will say pray on the odd nights, which is true, but your odd nights might be different from my odd nights, whatever country it is. Don't worry about that. Seek Laylatul Qadr in the last 10 nights of Ramadan. And if I could make one final request, if you could make dua for myself and my team and everybody who was involved in producing these Taraweeh Truffle videos, if you could make dua to Allah Azza wa Jal to bless us with paradise, to protect us from hellfire, to give us a qalbin salim, and to embrace us with His mercy for all of us and our families, it would be greatly appreciated. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.